And it's counting down, setting up your meeting for Facebook Live. So here we go. 4 o'clock right on the dot. It's setting up. Here we go.
Perfect.
Done redirecting, and
we're live.
We're live. Awesome.
Yay.
Awesome.
That's what I did today.
We are right on the dot. I'm getting better at this every time. So thank you for helping me out with that. So I'm just checking to make sure it's streaming in our HeartLink Network community so that we can have the ability for people to interact. Oh, and Sylvia's joined us too. Hi, Sylvia.
Yay.
How are you? Oh gosh, thank you for joining us.
I didn't know if this is where I was meant to be or just on Facebook or what.
It's wherever you want to be. We're flexible in the HeartLink Network. We want you to be comfortable whichever way you prefer. So people can log into the Zoom each Feature Friday, or you can just know that it's going to be streamed live in our Facebook community. So either way. So okay. I think we'll probably have a couple other people join us here in the group. So I'm going to do a speaker view here. I am excited to introduce, well, Sylvia, you're stuck on the screen somehow.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why. I have it on speaker view. Okay, so gallery view, we'll just go back here. So we're waiting for a few people to join us, but it is Feature Friday, and I'm so excited about how these Feature Fridays have been going. We've had just some really incredible HeartLink members who've come on to our Feature Friday and taught us a lot of great tips and tools for just being more content, successful in our personal and professional lives. And today I'm honored to have my dear friend, Dali Litinski, who I have known Dali for 2 years. And Dali is in that beautiful blue that I love so much that she wears. She always looks good and everything, but like, man, those eyes. I remember the first time we had coffee together at Starbucks and you wore this beautiful royal blue, and I can tell you were beautiful inside and out. And I love that. And then she stepped up when my HeartLink Network community, when we were meeting face to face, which hopefully we will get to eventually again. In the meantime, we're virtual. But she came to my meeting a little over 2 years ago, almost 2.5, Dali. It's hard to believe.
Really?
Yeah. And she came over the first time we met. I went to her house and she said, gosh, are your meetings going to be that big? It was kind of overwhelming. And I looked at her house and I said, well, we can open another one. How about we have it here? And she was all in. I mean, it was really cool. So we've been great friends and just becoming even better and better friends. And I'm so happy that she won our Feature Friday this week. So the way that you become a Feature Friday speaker is if you attend any of our now virtual networking meetings. They're on the second Tuesday and the fourth Tuesday of each month at 11 a.m. And they're also on the last Wednesday of each month at 6:30. So we have 2 next week. So when you show up to a HeartLink networking meeting, we actually do a drawing at the end of the meeting, and the winner of the drawing gets to be an upcoming Feature Friday speaker. So Dali was our previous winner, so yay! And she is going to speak with us today on shortcuts to living an unstoppable life. So for those of you who know Dali, she is the Unstoppable Growth Coach, wise beyond wise, and she's going to teach us some shortcuts to living an unstoppable life, which I'm really excited, because who wants to be unstoppable sooner? I mean, don't we all want to have shortcuts to get there sooner, right? So I'm going to let her take it away, but I did want to say, if you have any questions, I encourage interaction during this. I'm going to be supporting the Facebook live stream, the comments for Dali. So if you have any questions for her, just put them in the Facebook or in the chat here, Sylvia, and I will make sure that she gets the message during this call so that we can answer your questions, and this will be fun. So take it away, Dali.
Thank you. I love you so much, Caprice. Seriously, not just because you're doing that and you're doing all the tech, which I don't like to do myself, but you're leading this amazing group for such a long time. And I told you before, just you're so innovative all the time, coming up with new ideas, just exciting. That excites me.
Well, I'm happy to do it. It really is fulfilling.
I can see that.
To be able to support entrepreneurial women and have this platform to communicate with and learn from each other.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, today was a weird day, and we talked a little bit before, Caprice and I shared with her that this day started not on a high note. I was in a Zoom funeral this morning, which was hard and very emotional for me. And then I had a conversation with Caprice about what's going on in the outside world. So all those things kind of like triggered my emotion. I don't even want to do anything. I am just like so overwhelmed with, inspiring, talking, teaching, all that just was hard. Thinking about it was hard. But then I thought about what I want to share with you today. And I said, this is perfect. This is perfect for everyone, for me. And I can't wait to share. So the way I want to do it is, first of all, tell you a little bit about me, about myself, introduce myself. And I'm so happy, at least I know Sylvia is here, one of my favorite people ever. And then I want to talk a little bit about what is coaching. There's so much misconception around coaching, what coaching is, what coaching is not. And then I want to give you the shortcut, do a little exercise with you, a shortcut to live an unstoppable life. So I, as Caprice said, my name is Dali Litinski, and I'm Dali Lama, the Unstoppable Growth Coach. I was born in Israel, lived in Israel until I was at 20 something. I can do the math, maybe 28, 27. I went to school in Israel. After school, I went to the army. And then naturally, because everyone always told me, you're such a good listener. My mom called me the wailing wall. I always was fascinated by people and their stories. So the natural thought was, okay, I'll go to school after the army, to college, to become a social worker. But then I discovered, as much as I'm fascinated by people and I do want to help, it wasn't about the helping. It wasn't about fixing, and social work was about fixing for me, and it wasn't for me. So, Michelle Gregory is here. I'm so glad you're here too, and Adrian and Jeannie, yay. So it wasn't for me. I decided to leave this field, and I did other stuff. I worked in a human resource and marketing, and always inside knew I wanted more. There's something there to figure out, and I couldn't understand. I didn't know what is this more. And then came the opportunity to come here a little bit over 18 years ago. And my husband and I, and we had just one girl back then, we moved to the US, and I helped my husband start his company. And I was supporting my husband in our company for almost 15 years. But then it was always inside this thing of, I want more. And always hard on myself for not figuring out what is this more. So I couldn't figure out what's the purpose of my life. And I couldn't figure out, you're born and then you die, what's the point of the middle? And it drove me nuts. And I think one of the turning points for me was picking up my daughters one day from school, and both of them were in the back seat. My middle one, today I have 3 kids, but my middle one, I think she was 6. And she said, Mom, in school, the teacher talked today about moms and their profession and what they're doing. And I thought to myself, what are you doing? You're not doing anything. And it just like hit me. Because even though I was always very active. I worked with my husband, business, and then and I was active, and I was taking care of my family. She could get in, kids are very sensitive and they know stuff, and she could get, I wasn't fulfilled. I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. She could get that. And then to make it even worse, my older daughter, kind heart, said, what do you mean she's not doing anything? She's taking care of us. And then it was like twisting the knife. Yes, I'm taking care of you, but I'm way more than that. And it got to the point of one afternoon that it was just like too much, all those thoughts of what is the point and all that, that all I could do was just lie down on the bed, and I couldn't even get up. And my husband came in the room and said, he never saw me like that. He was a little bit weirded out, and he said, "What's going on?" I just like shared a little bit, and he said, a very typical men way, "So do something about it." And I started doing something about it. I took the first step to discover and search, and it took me a few years, but then I discovered what is the point for me. The point for me is, first of all, creating leaders. It starts with my kids. I want to create kind leaders that are going to do stuff in their life. They're going to lead their lives. And a leader, we are all leaders. How do we lead? That's different from one person to another. And then it spreads to everyone else. I want to help other people who want more in their life, those goal-oriented people that want more in their life. They want to achieve stuff. They want to get to the next level. They're not sure how. And they're a little bit scattered, maybe they're confused. And I want to help them do it in a short time that it took me. I wish I had someone that just like, okay, I will guide you. But I guess I needed to do it my way, always. So for me, it's all about my why. And Dali Lama, that's the name of my practice. Lama in Hebrew means why. And why is behind everything we do. Why do we wake up in the morning? Why are you here? Why does your life matter? Once you answer those questions, your life look different. And not just your life, you live a different kind of life, but you set an example for your kids to live the same way. So, as I said, my why, I want to help people who feel stuck, those goal-oriented people that want more, to get to know more. And I told you I want to talk a little bit, like 1 minute, about what is coaching, because even I had coffee a few months ago with a friend, and she's a therapist, and even she came to me and she said, "Dali, what's the difference between you and I?" She didn't even know. And a lot of people don't know. A coach is not a therapist. And a coach is not a consultant. A coach is not a mentor. All of those other professions are very, very important, but they're not coaching. The different, as I see it, therapist, consultant, mentor, they're all experts. And a coach believes that a person that's standing partner with you in the journey, they are the experts in their life. And coaching for me is like taking a journey. So imagine yourself a road, an open road, and you want to get somewhere, and you're excited, but you're a little bit confused. Figuring out with you, where are we going? What are the destinations? And then along the way come up all kinds of obstacles. Let's just remove them. So it's raising up your consciousness, and that's the main thing for all of us. With everything that's going on in the world, and people want to do things, and everyone is right. Everyone is entitled to their opinions. Everyone is right. Stop for a second. Why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you saying, why are you fighting? What are you fighting for? But stop and be conscious. That's what I do with myself. That's what I do with my clients. And that's what I want to bring you a little bit today with the shortcut that I was talking about, bringing more consciousness to what are we all doing? Where are we going? So a coach will partner with you on the way. And if therapy, the way I look at it, if therapy is taking someone from dysfunctional to functional, coaching is taking someone from functional to thriving, from everything is fine, but I want more, thriving. And that's what gets me so excited when I work with someone. It's not about fixing them. It's not about, I'll tell you what to do and you'll do it. It's about asking them those powerful questions that open up their mind and encourage them and support them. I believe in all the people I work with. When I have conversations, I learn from my clients, from the people I talk to, way more than I teach. That's why I love my one love is connecting to other people. I'm fascinated by what I can learn from another person. So this is coaching. Coaching is not dwelling on the past. Yes, we touch the past, but it's all goal oriented. It's all toward the future. It's very tangible and goal oriented approach. And that's what I love.
I'll just interject here because I believe that we need coaches, because to do it all in a vacuum just by yourself and just based on your experiences, it's next to impossible to feel really super strong about what you're doing, because it's like a focus group. I mean, there's every company launching something does a focus group. They bring coaches in and experts in to help them make decisions so that they can be more certain that the path is going to get them to their goal. So to have a coach like you is so important. So you see things from the outside. Absolutely. And you can help people, not make biased decisions or decisions that, they've been on a hamster wheel and it's hard for people to get off of that hamster wheel, and you kind of give them that little ramp off of it to head up another mountain and achieve new heights. So I just love that about what you do.
Thank you. And it's such a great point. And I have an example about me. So me, with all my muscles and doing it for such a long time, and I'm always learning new things, always trying to go toward my fears, because that's where the growth is. And that's like, when you realize that, it's such a profound knowledge. When we go toward our fears, and we have all kinds of signs that are telling us, hey, there's a block, but we ignore it. What we do, we try to feel good. So we go and we meditate. We go and we swim. We go and we have conversations. We go party, we drinking. All those are band-aids. And for me, and I'll give an example exactly about what you're talking about. I hit a wall a few weeks ago, and I was just sharing this with a former client yesterday. And I guess if I feel like I want to share it again, someone needs to hear it. Always proves itself right. So I was struggling, and with my I blame my husband. I blame my husband on so many things. He was wrong on so many things. And I already know when you blame someone else, that's a reflection to you. Already know that. So I was doing the process that I know that I do with my clients on me. Thinking to myself, I'm trained. I can do it myself. It took me 3 days. And I didn't do it completely by myself. I did Voxer with my coach, and she threw me questions, but I didn't do it with someone one-on-one going in. It took me 3 days to get to the bottom of my block, to the bottom of my fear, and the bottom of the fear. There's always so much freedom, and I was able to let everything go. And after you let everything go, after you go to the bottom of the fear and let everything go, there's such a huge growth after. So that reminds me at the end, I'm working on another training. I'm always working on the next thing, and it's going to be a free training. So I'll remind you at the end, but if you want to get this training for free, just like give me a thumb up and I'll reach out when it's ready, and I'll send it to you. So anyway.
Dali, can I interject for a moment? So I love that you use yourself as an example, because we're all human, right? I mean, we all still fumble, and you have a coach, right, to help get you on the path you want to be on. I love the analogy that when you point your finger at someone else, that you've got 3 pointing at yourself. So I loved what you said, that when you blame people, you really need to look at yourself.
Always.
In that story, that fake story you're telling yourself in your head, and not wanting to accept responsibility. And so I love that you use yourself, because it just shows that you're human. We're all human, and we're always blaming our husband, right?
It's so easy, isn't it? It's the easiest, and it does help that they know how to push our buttons, and we know how to push theirs. So Yeah, it's an easy target. So the shortcuts, let's get to the shortcut. The secret is we really spend all of our energy, our time, our money in the wrong place. And the shortcut is just do the opposite. So what we do, we think we're going somewhere and we put in all kinds of goals and we run toward the goals, not knowing where we're going. We need to flip it. And that's what I want to do with all of you today. I want so for that, and I should have said it at the beginning, I need people who want to go through this exercise, take a piece of paper and a pen. Do you have one, Chris? Because you're going to be my partner, unless there are people who want to play with me and they're on, and then you can send me.
Yes, I have one.
Okay, you have
But
one?
yeah, everyone else though, play with her. Get out your pen and paper.
Always, when someone offers you to play, always take it.
Mhm.
Raise your hand.
And hello to Denise Thompson, Kathy Taylor, Darrell Wu. Thank you for joining us.
Yay! Hi to everyone. So I'm going to ask you 3 questions and I'm going to give you a minute to answer those questions. So the first question is, I want you to pick 1 to 2 goals you want to get to in your lifetime. That are very important for you. 1 to 2 goals. And 2, I want you to write, how would you feel once you get there? And 3, by when do you want to achieve these goals? Give yourself a timeline. So I'll say it again. 1, pick 1 to 2 goals you want to get to achieve. 2, how would you feel once you get there? And 3, by when do you want to achieve these goals? And I'll give you 2 minutes. This is a great time for music, background music. I can put some. Will you hear it?
Yeah, it is. Go ahead. I love music.
Right? Okay.
How specific do you want the goals?
Up to you. Do a specific one. Yeah, I want to.
Adrian Diaz says, yeah, I'm playing with you.
Hey, Adrian.
So anyway, sorry, how specific?
Put a specific goal. And Sylvia already played with me in this game, so she probably has a good inclination. Can you hear my music?
Yeah, it's pretty.
Okay, I think we're good. So who wants to play and tell me at least like one of their goals? Caprice, for you, for example, what goal did you put?
I put 2 goals. One is becoming a national marketing director with my company, the Juice Plus company, within 2 years. It'll make me feel accomplished. I've been working with this company.
Just a goal.
Oh, just a goal. Okay.
The goal so you want to become
national marketing director within 2 years.
That's not a goal.
That's not a goal.
What's the second one?
I want to go to Europe to meet all my team overseas.
Oh, that's so cool. But that's also not a goal.
Okay.
Who else wants to play? Do we have any comments?
How about Sylvia, since she's on here?
Sylvia. Sylvia knows the exercise. Sylvia, you want to cheat?
Okay. So basically, my goal is to feel at peace and enlightened. And I know that's very airy-fairy, but basically that is what I strive for in my life as a daily reality. The rest are just ways of maybe filling in the blanks or achieving that, but ultimately the goal is to be sound and to feel at peace.
That's beautiful.
Mhm. That's
Beautiful.
nice.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing.
When do I want it? Right now. Thank you.
Do we
I'm
have
not
anyone
realistic.
else who's playing?
That would certainly be nice.
Do we have anyone else that gave us a goal?
Kari Woodson's watching. Adrian, do you wanna offer yours in the Facebook chat? Michelle Gregory also says that she remembers this exercise from Dali Talk at a HeartLink
Oh, she's
networking
amazing.
meeting. Yeah. They're still working on it, but I love the way Sylvia described it. So how about you explain the difference?
That's the thing, and I hear it all the time. The goals, like exactly the goals that you gave, those beautiful points that you want to get to, and I hear it all the time. Like, I want this revenue, and I want to lose 10 pounds, and I want the perfect relationship. These are all beautiful, but these are not real goals. This is the strategy. The goal is actually number two.
So true.
So what did you write on number two? What's the feeling?
Number two?
What did you write on number two, Caprice?
Oh, I wrote I want to travel.
No, the feeling.
Oh, the feeling. Oh, the feelings. Okay, so for the first one, I said I would feel accomplished. I would feel a sense of just true accomplishment and satisfaction and the reward of being able to achieve a goal I set out for and have been really focused on for a while.
So
the world travel one, just freedom. I would feel free to not be financially restricted from going any place that I want in the world. And I want to know a lot of people all around the world that I can go visit.
So these are
feel awesome to have those relationships.
Absolutely. So feeling accomplished and feeling freedom, those are two powerful intentions and real goals. And number one is the strategy. But the magic is, now that we know your goals, now that we know your intention, you want to feel accomplished, you want to feel freedom. How can we create it today so it won't take you however long you wrote on number three? Because what happened is, this is only part of your strategy, but you can actually create this feeling today. You can actually create, like, what is one thing that you can do today to feel accomplished?
Are you asking me?
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I've done so many things. I'm forgetting. The days a blur. Just being able to come into my community to support women, and I get a lot of joy out of that. So it makes me feel, needed. It makes me feel, what are the words I'm striving for? It makes me feel like I'm able to give, and that's important to me, to be able to give. And it's one way that I do that. So this is a very important part of my life, being here and supporting women.
Yeah.
It feels good. It feels good to me. And
so
that's
when you serve, and when you bring women together, and when you give, and when you do all these amazing things that you do on a daily basis, that makes you feel accomplished. So what happened is, when we turn it, and the intention now is not all the things that you write on number one. These are, again, part of your strategy. But what happened is, when you walk your life every day from the real intention, you're raising your vibration. You're becoming a magnet to things in your life. Because when you are striving only for the things that you write on number one, you're very, very limited. You can be like a horse that, that you put those things, blinders, same thing. So what happened is, and I'll give you an example. I just last week I had a conversation with a client, and I walked with her on the same thing. She was full of goals. Like, she had those markers, like she wanted to get to. She wanted to get to those numbers in rank, a certain rank, and she ditched all that. and she focused on her intentions instead. Like, what does she want to get in her family, the feeling, all that, unity in her family, and feel like she's in service, feel that she's using her powers to give other people, all those things that she changed it. And all of a sudden, and she's like kind of like network marketing, so you know how it builds that people are working underneath you. All of a sudden she gets those requests from people she doesn't even know, and they want to work with her. And she said, where are they coming from? I don't even know them. How did they get to me? And it seems like magic, but it's not magic. Happens to me all the time. People are reaching out to me from LinkedIn, and they want to connect me with other people. Like, where did you come from? It's because my intention is connecting with people. My intention is not, I'll make a client out of you. I meet you, I'll make no. My intention is really learning from other people, connecting with other people, supporting them, being supported by them. And it brings like amazing things that I could never even dream, and I cannot even plan by myself. And with my client, not only when she ditched all those goals and she focused on her intention and those things that happened to her, not only she reached the rank, she bypassed the rank in a way shorter time than she expected. And I have those stories happening all the time. And it seems like magic, but it's not. It actually makes a lot of sense because literally you're becoming a magnet. And when you are raising your vibration, you just open to new ideas and opportunities that you couldn't see before. And
may I say something?
Yeah.
May I share?
Of course.
That has happened to me so many times in my life, where I have this visualization of something that I would like to create. And then I almost take a step back and trust the process. And I know that it will come to me. And sometimes it takes months, sometimes it's taken years, but there's a knowingness inside that leads me to wherever it is that I'm meant to go. So the more I strive and try to make something happen, the more I feel the resistance and the blocks. And it just comes from deep within. And that's all I can tell you.
And you know how many amazing things you created. People come to you and they want you to speak. And you say, like, how did they come to me? Like, well, like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
It's exactly that. And what you described is perfect, because it's called detachment. You know it's going to come. You're not attached to when or how. You know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You have the intention there, and then the detachment creates the opportunity.
And the perfect example is my whole hospice journey, which pretty much started, I think it was about 15 years ago, that I met with a friend of my mother's who used to be involved with dignified deaths, etc. This is 15 years ago, and something inside of me told me, this is something I can do, because I had that knowingness about who I am, and that I still get chills telling you this. And before I knew it, a few years later, this whole hospice thing landed on my lap. I didn't go out looking for it. And it has been the biggest blessing in my life, truly.
Amazing. You are.
And a blessing for so many other people. I mean, talk about just kismet, that was supposed to happen. And like you said, detachment. When you detach yourself from something, and it goes from, personally, it could be, in the dating scene, how many women or men are, desperate for a significant other, and when they're so desperate, it's not happening. And as soon as you detach and you're not looking, Prince Charming shows up in your life. The same thing happens in business, and in the example, that was a great example, Sylvia.
Yeah. Beautiful example.
So you have some other commenters here. Let me see. You've got Michelle Gregory. She's really loving this. She said, I love the shift of focus in relation to our goals. Thank you so much, Dali. Kari says, this is so good, Dali. Michelle's just echoing my goals, connections, time freedom. Those are her goals. So she's not echoing. Those are her goals. The time freedom and the connections, meaningful connections. And I can relate with you so much. And Sylvia, I know you're the same way. You know, I've always been a connector going back to childhood. I don't know, it was just somehow in me. And I love human beings. I love the interactions I have with people. And every single person that I meet, genuine people, they bless my life. And so I know I'm not perfect. I have a ton to learn. I've made many mistakes. In every person that enters my life, I learn from, and it makes me a better person. Yeah. So that includes both of you here. And
thank you. And you should see yourself now when you talk about that, those real intention, just like so much energy that I can see and I can feel looking at you. And that's a vibration I'm talking about. That's exactly that. And it's very attractive.
Thank you.
So of course people are going to be attracted to you. Of course you're going to be a magnet. And that's exactly what I teach. That's exactly what I'm working on with my client. That's why I'm not a consultant. I'm not going to tell you, hey, I did it. You just follow my steps, 5 steps, and you'll get it too. No, everyone is different. Everyone's intention are different. And the trick is the magic is to find your true intention and then get you there. That's the idea. And it all comes with intentions and consciousness. So I know we are toward the end, and I have just one question for you, because can you guess what connects Oprah and Serena Williams and Leonardo DiCaprio and Bill Gates and Metallica and even Barack Obama? They all have a coach. So the CEO of Google says there's like Eric Schmidt. He says everybody should have a coach. Do I believe everyone should have a coach? I don't believe in the word need. I don't need a coach. I want a coach. I believe that people that want to go to the next level, people that know it's their time to achieve more in their life and they want to go there, they will need a coach. They will want a coach. Why? Because as you said before, a coach is outside yourself. He's not in your drama. He doesn't feel your drama. He can relate to you, but he's outside of yourself. So it's kind of like, it's like, imagine yourself. I love this analogy of like, if there's a hole in the ground, a deep, and you are under with all your noises and the things that are in your, the messages in your head. Coach is not down there with you. He's up there. He can see everything. So it's just like reaching out and taking you outside of the hole. That's how I see a coach. And a coach is using accountability. He will push you. He will support you. He'll be in your face if you need to. I always tell my clients the truth. And he focuses on the future. So it's a very goal-oriented, tangible approach, which works beautiful for me. So 2 things. First of all, as I said, and I'm reminding you again, if I'm working on another training, as I said, those voices that I mentioned before, another huge shortcut, and I'm so excited about it, and I can't wait to let it out already, this training for another shortcut to train your voices differently, so they become your biggest pushers. And it's the same thing that I did with myself that took me 3 days, but it's also the same thing I did with a client just this week, and it took us 25 minutes. So working with a coach is fast. So if you're interested, it's a free training, just give me a thumb up emoji or tell me I want it, and I will reach out when it's ready. The other thing, if you want to talk about this exercise, if you want to talk about coaching, if you want to talk about and see what it is to work with a coach, I am giving complimentary session. You can just reach out, private message me, and I'll contact you, and we'll go from there. Now, Caprice, you wanted to do the giveaway.
Yes.
So
So that was phenomenal. Thank you. And apparently everyone loves the blue on you.
oh,
You
thank
have
you.
all kinds of comments on your blue, and you have a matching cup. So I'm really impressed with your color coordination. So Adrian says thumbs up. She definitely wants info on the training. So does Car. We'll make sure that we get that to you. So thank you for showing up here, everyone. I believe in when you show up, you go up. It really means a lot to my special guest in our feature Friday today, because it was nice to hear your story. It just was in such parallel with what Dali was sharing. So Dali does have a prize, and we love prizes in the HeartLink Network community, don't we? So what is your prize? What is the prize
let's
drawing?
explain a little bit, because I mentioned the assessment before, but I don't think most people don't know what it is even. So we are getting results in our life that come in from actions we're taking. Those actions come from our perception. So your perception, the way you sending your energy out, how you lead your life, that's what gives you the results in your life. Now, we don't know. It's all in the background. It's all in a subconscious. So I'm an IPAC coach. IPAC came up with an amazing assessment. It's called ELI, Energy Leadership Index Assessment. And this assessment gives you a great snapshot of where you are right now in your life as far as your perception. And those voices we were talking about, it's great with showing some of those voices, the biggest one. So when I do it with my clients, this assessment, literally it shaves months of working together, because we go straight to the core. Okay, we see. Now it's not in a background anymore. It's not in a subconscious. It's it's open. So that gives you the biggest power of conscious choice and conscious action.
What does ELI stand for again?
Energy Leadership Index and assessment. Okay. So it's all, as I said before, we are all leaders in our life. It's how we lead our life. That's the difference between one person to another. So what a gift to know what kind of leader you are. How do you lead your life? And that's exactly what the assessment gives you. And yeah.
So we are going to give everyone until midnight tomorrow. Oh no, let's give you until Sunday night at midnight Pacific time. If you comment in this post something you learned from this feature Friday session with Dali, then you'll be entered into the drawing. And the winner gets, do they get this assessment?
A $50 gift certificate toward the assessment.
Wonderful. So $50 off towards this assessment. And it is really unique. I did it, and I'd never done any kind of assessment like this before. It was really telling.
So we did together, so much has changed. I learned.
Oh, I know. It's been amazing. My life has opened up. It's definitely, well, it's one of the tools that's really helped me to look within myself to grow. And so I highly recommend it. My son's practicing, he's singing in the background. So we're going to give you till Sunday. So you can watch the replay, do pound replay in the comments if you're watching it after the fact. If you've watched live, just whenever you want to post that comment in this post string, I will be telling those on Monday, and then Dali and I will get back on together briefly on Monday to do the live drawing. So thank you so much for your time, Dali, and for your expertise here with us. It was a good reminder for me, because I need to hear things more than once. So, and I had heard that before, but you totally got me. Like I didn't even, shame on me for not getting it immediately like Michelle did. So now it's concrete. So thank you so much. Thank you everybody for showing up, and we will see you next Feature Friday. Have a great day. Thanks for being here, Sylvia. Bye.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
You too.